Oh my gosh, I always forget when it's Monday. Happy Monday! My Mondays tend to feel like Thursdays or Wednesdays. It's very chaotic, but hi! Happy Monday! Welcome to Business Nights with Antonia. I am so excited to see you. I'm even more excited for you guys to stay tuning in to see our special guest this evening. She is fabulous. Okay, how was your Monday? I hope it was good. Typically Mondays are the start of the week for people, but Sundays are actually the start of my week for me, for planning and making sure I am being intentional with my time, making sure I am following up on everything my team is doing, and making sure I'm ready for clients and things like that. And also for my kids. This week is actually the start of, I believe they don't go back to school until like January, but technically not at my house, right? So I put my kids, they're homeschool and they're on a flex schedule and they're gonna go to school all year round. That's just what we're gonna do. They're gonna get some time off to play and to be a kid, right? But no, that's not what we're doing. So welcome. Go ahead and come in, get cozy. I always imagine you sitting on a nice, maybe chaise in a row with some slippers and skinny popcorn and just watching Business Nights with Antonia. That's how I see you. So if that's what you look like right now, I see you. If not, totally okay. All right, let's go ahead and roll into our first segment. All right, business relevant. So we're actually going to do multiple topics on this Monday night because I feel like we have a lot to talk about that is definitely related to business. So the first thing we're going to talk about is, of course, the vaccination has hit the United States of America, people. It hit and landed today, or actually yesterday, and then it got taxied over to be dispersed. And the first round of very, very brave souls took the vaccination today. I know we joke a lot about it and people are making a lot of little funny videos on TikTok and I definitely chuckle at them. I think they are save-worthy, but it is a very awesome thing that something was able to be created that quickly, and also is being handled. I mean, I believe this is the first day, but it's being handled systematically, and it's being dispersed. So I think that is super cool. One thing that I did look up today to find out, because I was like, when you have a flu shots are typically free. If you go to like a Minute Clinic or to a emergency care, I believe they charge a fee. And based on my research, that's going to be the same type of thing too for this particular vaccination. The vaccination itself is free, but the clinic or wherever you go to get it can charge an administrative fee. So just think about that. If you don't have health insurance, hopefully you do, just keep that in mind so you're not blindsided. And then also I was like, okay, well, this company made all these billions of dollars. Where did they get that money from? And of course, it's from the tax dollars that we pay. So yeah. So we bought it, y'all. So whether you choose to take it or not, your tax dollars have already purchased it. So totally up to you. Personally, for me and my family, we're probably going to wait until round 2 to take it and stay just kind of shut in and masked up and, up in prayer. So, all right, cool. So the next topic on business relevant I just want to discuss real quick is, so we talked about shopping for Christmas and shopping small and all of these other good things, but I want to just talk a little bit on, one of the best days that is probably always overlooked, unless you have a family or unless you are a hoarder. I'm talking about the days after holidays. So the days after holidays, or like even on Valentine's Day Eve at like 10 o'clock, they'll start putting the little sales stickers on things. And you can definitely go and get some awesome items and some awesome deals and stock up for the next year on holiday, because they always come back around, right? So hopefully for you, right? So some of the stores I would definitely say to keep a lookout for this Christmas, especially since people were staying home, they were saving more, they were buying more things, but also because they were quarantined, they were fighting more. So they're going to be selling each other's stuff. So I would definitely take a look at the Facebook Marketplace here on Facebook. Also, Home Goods always has great deals. JCPenney's, Macy's, and of course, Burlington Coat Factory, if you have one in your area. I believe they just go by Burlington now. They've rebranded. And then, of course, the good old Family Dollars and the dollar store. So definitely mark your calendars for December 26th for that sales day and make sure you guys jump on some of these sales. I'm really, really looking for some awesome things for my business. So I'm definitely excited about post-Christmas, so the day after, right? All right, let's go ahead and move into our next segment. So we are talking about, oh my gosh, I skipped one. Hi, Antonia. Hi. So this is the segment where somebody asked me a question and I went ahead and answered it for them. So I'm going to go ahead and answer it for you live as well. So I was actually on Clubhouse. If you guys are not on Clubhouse, you need to find somebody to give you an invite so you can be on Clubhouse, because Clubhouse is the place to be, you guys. For example, I was in a room the other day with Joe Budden. I was in a room the other day with, oh gosh, I forgot his name. Well, with Ava DuVernay, and just the sound of her voice is just, it's amazing. It's amazing. So, and then also I was in rooms with some really seasoned entrepreneurs who knew exactly their craft and how to share it and how to explain it with other people. But when I was in one of the rooms, somebody was asking about hiring somebody, like outsourcing sales for their business. And one of the questions was, well, how do I know if I'm ready to hire somebody? And that really was, it kind of ties into our topic tonight about mindset. It goes into mindset, making sure that you are, well, one of the answers I gave her was to make sure that you're actually really ready to hire somebody to do your sales. So what does that mean, right? So that means to me that you have some type of framework or some type of process that you have tested out and it has worked. And now you're ready to get someone else to come in and replicate the same thing for your business. So that was the first step. The second step is to make sure that you're hiring this person with enough time that they can become acclimated with your business and your processes, right? So making sure that there's enough rev up period for them to be able to be successful, because nobody wants to be hired to just be dropped in the pool of, an ocean or whatever. And sometimes that happens, but if you can avoid it, definitely try, right? And then the other thing that I expressed to, I'm going to call her seeking a salesman, I expressed to them is that everybody is not necessarily fit for all parts of the sales process. You really need to identify what type of person you need based on where you want them to be in your sales process. So if you want a lead generator, you need to probably hire somebody who's really aggressive or slightly aggressive, depending on the culture of your company. If you want somebody who's a closer, that person needs to be totally different as well. And someone else in the room also touched on these points too. What we do for me and my business is we have some of everyone. So I would be the closer, and then my right-hand woman, Kia, would be the lead generator. And we worked out our framework very closely with templates and how we respond to certain things so that she can capture my voice to make sure that we are aligned with what I want to say and the business and what we're targeting at that time, right? So that was the answer that I gave to her, is to really just do some homework and make sure you know where you want that person to be. Make sure that you already have the framework, and then also make sure you give them enough time to become successful, because there's no point in training someone when you're not going to give them a fair shot, right? Right. Okay, cool. All right, so Antonia's 2 cents. Boom. So my 2 cents It's always something weird about my personal life. So my 2 cents is we've just moved into this really nice neighborhood in the suburbs. And I don't know if you guys have seen that Griswold's Christmas Story movie. My aunt absolutely loves that movie, and she makes us watch it every single year. And it is, I mean, now I appreciate it now that I live in a suburb, right? But basically, there's a scene in the movie where the guy like puts all these lights up and then he tries to put them together and they just don't work. And it's because of like one little bulb, right? So he's like checking all these little bulbs around his house and in the shrubs, on the roof, on the wall, like everything. And finally, at the end of the movie, he finds it and he puts it together. And it's like this just big, bright light just booms from his house. It's the funniest thing in the world when you actually see it. So my 2 cents is we didn't put up no Christmas lights on our house. We did it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, not sorry. I mean, I just can't imagine my husband standing on a ladder putting up all these little itty bitty lights with a staple gun. Like, I just don't understand it. I don't get it. So maybe when we now have priced getting a company to do it for us, maybe when we actually save up for something like that, because we also have about lights too in the labor, maybe we'll do it in 2 or 3 years. But we are like the only house on our block that doesn't have lights. And it reminds me of an episode of Girlfriends where they moved to the suburbs and they didn't have Christmas lights. And her husband, Jamal or Jabari, I think Jabari is her son, but her husband, Maya's husband, they went ham at Home Depot buying all this Christmas stuff. And that just won't be us. So that's my 2 cents. If you guys ever ride past us in New Tampa, you'll know that it's our house because we don't have Christmas lights. So I don't care. That is my 2 cents. Okay. So let's go ahead and roll right in. Actually, before I bring her out, I'm going to show you guys who she is, right? She has a story to tell you, right? And she definitely has a way to change your life and to uplift you. And she is just one of those lights that just kind of beam, even from just her breathing. She's not even doing anything and she's changed your world, right? So when I bring her out, you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. But I'm just going to give you a sneak peek, just real quick. Okay, that's it. That's all you get. Wait. Okay. So I think I made her blush enough. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her out. Please give her a warm welcome to Miss Beverly Johnson. Hi.
Hey, girl. Hi. Oh, before we go into my segment, can we go back to the business segment?
Okay. Yes.
All right. So Pfizer, buy the stock while it's low.
Okay. Yeah. That's an awesome tip. Thank you.
Last week it was 38. It's 46 right now.
Okay. You got it.
So when you see dips in the market and when the prices start going low, buy up as much as you can of any stock, and then let it ride.
I like these conversations, Miss Johnson. I like this.
I'm telling you, it's hard to believe it's still 2020. Earlier this year, when the oil industry went just haywire, I bought a stock. It was $4 a share. It's 28.
You said earlier this year? Okay. Well,
that day when the oil industry just went off the charts, and it was that time where they had to stop the stock market because it was hemorrhaging that bad. And I had a coworker, he was like, man, the oil market is fell apart. And I was like, what you say? Man. Oh. Now, which one did you say was falling?
That is so sad.
It is too bad. What was the other one?
But you know, I do listen to a lot of financial talk radios, and that is definitely something that they say. Like before election day, and they were projecting if Biden won or not, what would happen to the stock market and the recession and all this other stuff, depression and all this stuff. So they were just saying, you know, to keep your real estate, like whatever you do, just keep your real estate, and because that generates income, but the stock market is probably going to crash and all this stuff or whatever, they speculate and all that stuff. But I will say that one of the things they always talk about is when it's a down market to buy.
And what we always and you don't have to have need a lot to start. You can start an Acorn account or start with cash. And you can make an investment as low as $5. It's a fractional investment. And so over time, if you do $5 a week, that's $20 a month in a stock. And you can watch it grow just every month. And just that way you see another stock. You put your $10 on it and let that ride.
Yeah. No, I totally 100% agree. So since we went backwards to business night, I know I saw you laughing on my 2 cents about my Christmas lights on my house. You feel some type of way?
Where's my house? Oh, look, that. Oh, right there. Because I was that house last year, and you would drive by, and everybody was like, "Where's your house?" Just when I said you'll keep riding, and you'll just this little black hole. That's my house.
So I tried to attempt to turn off the sconces, the light sconces in the garage, but no, it's not the same. So
this year, I was driving home, and I saw someone hired a person to put up lights. I held up traffic because I got my phone out and took a picture of this man's van with his phone. And then I drove home. Then I was like,
see, that's what you gotta do. Because I don't know where you're located, but I'm in Tampa.
I'm in Alabama. And so I called him that day and it was like, hey, I just saw you 2 houses down. What's the process? He said, this is the fee. It includes the lights. It includes installation. And I was like, you get all this for the price? He was like, yeah. So what day can you put me down?
Your package came with ours. Didn't come with lights. We had to
buy for him. This guy, his package came with lights and installation.
That's amazing. Yeah,
and I was like, really?
Don't lose that number. Because does he also do the takedown?
Yes.
For the one price?
Yes. Oh, because those are his lights.
Those are his lights. Okay. See, you renting lights.
I know. I mean, look, if you can rent rims, you can rent lights.
That is so true. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's go ahead and introduce you to everyone. Please let everyone know who you are and what your business is about.
Okay. So thank you for doing the shenanigans, everyone. My name is Beverly Johnson. I am the owner of Genesis Fitness located here in Huntsville, Alabama. My official title is Elite Trainer and Wellness Coach / Nutrition Coach. All that means is that I partner with you to create strategies to help you get snatched, help you find your sexy, help you discover who you are. So if you are an empty nester or if you at that season of life where you say, you know what, the factory is closed and I want to discover who I am again, then that's what we do. We work together to help you find out who you are, because I know at a certain season you get tired of being your kid's mom or your husband's wife. I get that, because along the way we do lose our identity. And like I had one client, she said, I just want to have somebody call me by my name. She said, I love my kids. She said, I don't want to always be called my kid's mom.
Oh my goodness.
She said, I want to hear walking on me go, hey, X. And she's like, hi. She said, I've gotten my kids from pre-K through college. And she said, it's my time.
Yes.
And when I tell you, she celebrated a birthday a few months ago, and she was on Miami Beach. This was last year, pre-COVID. She was on the beach in her bikini,
Mm-hmm.
doing the thing. I was like, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, but do you have to wait until your kids are that grown though? Can we just?
It's a bottom line for a lot of people, and I know it's hard for us because we want to make sure we give the best to everyone else,
Mm-hmm.
and we forget about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
As I've seen it with my mom, where she made sure we had everything we needed, but then when it comes to a Christmas gift, we say, "Well, what do you want?" And she automatically says, "Well, I think I need this for the house." No,
Yeah.
what do you want? And she will have this look like, I don't know. So I think it was year before last, we saved up and got her a gift card to a store in the mall. And between my sister and I, we physically took her to the mall and made her go shopping.
That's how it is,
And we
though.
were like, do not look at pots, do not look at house goods. You are buying something for yourself.
Yeah.
And she just stood there like, I was like, didn't you say you needed a white suit for church? Well, yeah.
Oh, that's so good you did that for your mom because you're 100% right. It is hard to remember you in the
Mm-hmm.
midst of raising your children and raising your husband. I'm sorry, loving your
You're
husband.
right.
So I totally understand where that comes from. I definitely want to make sure we touch on your topic.
Mm-hmm.
So I see in your title, your health and wellness coach, motivational speaker. But I want to know, it's the end of the year. What are people focusing on at the end of the year?
Well, it depends. You know, at this time every year, everyone makes their New Year's resolutions or their declarations. Right now, you see everyone big with the vision boards and everything else. And so, where I see the disconnect comes in is that we'll do the vision board, we'll do the resolutions, we'll do the affirmations, and then we stop.
Where's the implementation?
Right. And so then when I'm working with someone and she tells me I want to lose weight, and I'm sounding like Jeezy because I'm like, and then what? Okay. And then what?
The
And
follow.
then I look like the little meme where I'm like, so what steps are you taking to accomplish that? And so then what happens if you're not in a space to receive coaching, you'll receive it as combative. And so then it's like, well, why are you asking me all these questions? Because you said your goal was to lose weight.
Right.
I just want to hear you verbalize how you plan to execute.
Right.
And that's the part where most people are like,
No.
and so when I work with people, we take that broad goal of I want to lose weight and put it into small chunks.
Okay.
And say, okay, so if your goal is to lose weight, tell me what you envision at the end. That when you get down to your Beyonce weight, your Beyonce sexy, you're Meg the Stallion, and you yaddy 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 yaddy.
I can't even do the dance. My kids can do it.
And so, how do you plan to get there? And then what ends up happening to go, I guess I'll go get a membership. I guess I'll go walk on a treadmill. I guess I'll do this. And we'll do that for about 32 days. You'll show up at the gym with your cute outfits on. You'll have your water bottle. You have all your affirmations that you pinned on Pinterest. But because you don't have a strategy, you will go in and you'll mimic what you see other people doing. And then after a while, you'll tell yourself, well, this weight loss thing doesn't work for me.
Right. Now,
and I've had clients.
You said after 30 days they'll fall off. I thought Maybe it's a myth that a habit is formed within 21 days.
It can take up to 90 days for a habit to really stick.
Mind
You
blowing.
become acclimated to the process.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have to maintain the consistency and the discipline, because the first 20 days you're operating on motivation. Because you and your bestie, you agreed to meet up every day for the class. You and your bestie, you know, you have cute outfits on. And then after a while, when your bestie can't make it, well, I'm just not going to go today.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in this environment where you're virtual,
You will do Alpha.
you are not alone. A lot of people get 30 days. And see, the thing about it is, when motivation only gets you maybe 21 days,
Mm-hmm.
but when you get to day 30 and your best can't go with you, what do you do then?
Right.
And you're in an environment now where we're virtual, so you can't go anywhere. And so there's a whole it's a special level of discipline to get off your couch from watching Snap to say that I'm getting ready to log in to a class.
Mm-hmm.
That's a special level of discipline, and I celebrate all of my clients that hang in there with me, because it takes a lot of discipline to say, you know what, I want it just that bad. It's coming down to, how bad do you want this change?
Right. Do you want to make the change before you get a diagnosis or afterwards? Or
Because the thing is, we all know there's something we need to work on.
mm-hmm.
But a lot of times it's fear of change. It is a fear of the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very overwhelming to sit down and go, how do I get from A to Meg the Stallion? Because I've told Santa, if you don't do nothing else, give me Meg the Stallion needs. I don't need nothing else. Just, Lord, can you give me Meg the Stallion needs? That's all I'm asking for.
I don't think I ever had Meg the Stallion knees, even at like 3.
If you could touch the knees of Meg the Stallion.
Thank you, Lord, for the knees. Jesus, no.
Please.
That's all I want for Christmas.
All I want for Christmas.
So that's good. Okay, so that is very true. So anybody can set a goal or put it on paper, but it definitely takes the mindset shift for them to actually implement and follow through. Mm-hmm. And that's obviously what you specialize in.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say what you specialize in. So can you define to us who your ideal client is to work with?
My ideal client normally ranges in age, I've noticed, from 30 to my oldest client is 71.
Wow.
And it is normally, and my 71-year-old client was my running coach. Wow. And we got running 5Ks. Now, baby girl, just keep pushing. And so I'm like, yes, I'm running. And you see the weave ponytail just gliding in the wind.
Oh my God. I can't.
And so my clients normally come along at a season where you've gotten all the marks in society. They tell you, you got the house, you got the degree, you got the good government job that your mama told you to get security. And now you're in a space that, let me focus on myself for a minute. Mm-hmm. Be it because you have a vacation that you want to go on, you're getting ready for your big day, or you just recognize that there's more to you that you've allowed yourself to be. Mm-hmm. And so we partner together to help uncover that. And a lot of things that we're discussing comes down to working with my clients and establishing a goal. Because when we take it from I just want to lose weight, mm-hmm. we drill down to get specific to say, well, what does losing weight look like to you? Mm-hmm. Well, for me, it's just 10 pounds. Okay, so your goal really is to lose 10 pounds. Mm-hmm. Define the goal. So what else do you like to do? Well, I really would like to start lifting weights, because I want to have the toned shoulders and back. Okay, so you want strength training. Okay, what else? Well, I've always wanted to start walking more and get up to walking the 5K. So your goals now are you want to lose weight, you want to become stronger, and you want to run a 5K. And you saw how it shifted from I just want to lose weight to I want these tangible things.
Yeah, very specific.
And when you have the specificities, we can work with that.
Yeah.
Because then we tailor your program and say, based on your recommendations to lose weight, become toned, and to walk a 5K. These are the things we have to do to get you there. Nutritionally and physically, these are the things we have to do to get you to the next level. Do you agree? Because I have to get your buy-in. Because it's not me telling what you to do. It's us agreeing that this is what you said you wanted.
Right.
And these are the things I'm going to do with you to help you get there. So when you call me everything except Beverly K. Johnson someday, I can go back and say, hey, you remember that day we were like, and you were like, girl, let's go. And we both did the little dance together. Remember that? Yes, let's go. Or so then that way, when we always talk about your why, that's how you create your why.
Yeah.
It's not, I want to lose weight. It's, you know what? You said these were your goals. So on those days where you look at me and say, Bev, I'm not feeling it today. And you say, you know what? I understand. What would you like to do? Girl, let's beast it out because I see where I'm going. Because something about when you start seeing that progress and you start seeing your body change and their attitude, I can tell the confidence in my clients start shifting.
Yeah.
Where I had, one client and she called and she said, girl, my little backside looking kind of cute. My husband was like, all right.
I recently lost 15 pounds this year, and you couldn't tell me nothing. Like, I had my little badge, and I just posted it everywhere. I was like, you can't tell me nothing.
He was like, all right. I see that little thing back there.
He's like, I see you, babe. Yeah.
Hey, we're virtual. I'm right here.
And knowing my husband, he'll just be just the one to embarrass me too. That's so funny. Okay.
What I love about that couple is that he is her biggest cheerleader. Even her kids, her sons are her cheerleaders, where they'll pop in, Mama, you doing a real good job. Mama, you're doing great. And that tells me that they believe in her success. And they want her win. And we should all have that type of support from our family and our friends, that if I tell you my goal, you're right there with me, holding me accountable and cheering me on.
I love it.
Where you're saying, you know what, look, you just said you lost 15 pounds. Girl, I see you, because we all need that. And when I have clients say, hey, when they're working out, girl, I see that little cut in your arms come. I see that. Okay. And then the next day they show up for that session, they have a sleeveless shirt.
I just want to make you sure you see what I see, right?
And they're like, I'm all right. Why? I think I need to go over here. What you think?
So my it's all about legs. So it'd be like, oh, you got some big, sexy legs. It's my granddaddy. So
that's a whole nother thing where it's like, and they'll tell me, bam, because I don't know where the R in my name has gone in 2020. You all have thrown R out your name. It's just Beverly. I don't know where the R is anymore. It's like, girl, I was sexy, and I'm like, oh, you just the R out. It's just,
you don't need it. It's not necessary. You don't need it. Oh my God.
I love to see that confidence come out, because then next thing I know, she posing in the mirror like,
talking about, just loving on your own body, right? Can I show everybody your website real quick on the live? Okay. All right, you guys. Let me just go ahead. This is amazing. Oh my goodness. So just so you guys know, I just met Miss Beverly today, like literally like an hour ago. Oh, thanks, Khadijah. So about an hour ago, and I typed in her website and I almost fell out my chair. Like, I cannot believe this is what we're working with online. This is what we're doing. And then
that's me in the hat.
Right here. Mm-hmm. See, this is ridiculous. This is when you know who you are and you show up for your branding photos. Do you understand? For your whole life. Like, this screams confidence to me, right? Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So what was your mindset in these pictures? Like, what did you do?
Here with me in the black.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, when my photographer asked me to stand against the wall, and I was like, I don't want to stand against no stupid wall. I want a sexy pose like the other ladies. I want something fierce. He was like, if you don't stand against the wall, I was like, yes, sir. And it took me seeing it finally to see what he was trying to see.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just in the simplicity of it. I saw the beauty, but at first I was like, I don't get what you're doing. But then again, this is your expertise.
This is breathtaking.
Thank you, because where you see is a person who is divorced,
Mm-hmm.
started over again,
Mm-hmm.
who diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis, who's had 7 surgeries just for endometriosis.
Mm.
And in that space, found her sexy. That voice in 2017, found her voice, found her confidence, and said, you know what? I refuse to shrink anymore. You're going to choke on all this magic that I've been given in this world. And whether you take it or not, take this.
I choke on this one. But I absolutely 100% love your journey. I love the authenticity of it. I love how transparent and vulnerable you are, especially not outside of the images, because the images are definitely very engaging and they make you just stop and think about, who is this woman? And then the content that you have on your website right next to it, it is written just so well and with thought and passion and emotion. A lot of websites are either written by copywriters or editors or whatever, and I'm not knocking them because that is a way to go. But I just felt like your website, definitely from the few minutes I read it, it's moving. And that told me your program is also moving.
Thank you, because a lot of it is that I understand what it's like to feel lost. Mm-hmm. I lived that firsthand, where I know what going through the divorce and starting over again. I put myself dead last. Mm-hmm. And it took, I remember it was 2015. I went to the doctor for a sinus infection. Mm-hmm. And I got on the scale, and you know how they slide the thing to the right? Mm-hmm. It didn't come back. And I was just sitting there like, it's not coming back. When did this happen? When did I get to the end of the scale? And I remember sitting there, listening to my doctor, and she was telling me, I don't even know what we're talking about, because she gave me my prescription for my sinus infection. And I kept sitting there thinking, I am at the end of the scale. Mm-hmm. That means I have put on 30 pounds. Mm-hmm. That explains why my clothes are snug. Even though I knew they were snug. This explains, and I was just sitting there, and this time I'm getting at the doctor, this explains so much right now.
The scale made it clear for you. Okay.
Even my pants with drawstrings are tight. Oh. Now keep in mind, now I'm telling you, my clothes were tight. Not even making the connection that I had gained weight. It took the nurse going, shh, and go, oh.
Oh, no, she
didn't. Oh, okay. And so I had to go home and go, okay, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Because this is not you. You're not happy. You're not peace. And I told myself, if you stay in this space, he wins.
Yeah.
Because that means he's taking all of you.
Mm-hmm.
He's taking your mind, he's taking your peace, he's taking your joy, and now he's taking your health because you have officially given up on yourself.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And I said, I'm going to fight for what I know. And at that time, I didn't know anything about nutrition. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anything about planning. I didn't know any of that. I just knew that I probably shouldn't eat bread every day. I probably shouldn't have Sister Schubert rolls for dinner every day. Mm-hmm. I probably shouldn't have a real big McDonald's tea every day. Mm-hmm. I probably shouldn't have. I was like, just throw the whole diet away. And that's what I had to do. Just I went cold turkey on almost everything I ate. And I remember going to the grocery store going, I don't really know what to get, but I probably should get a lot of vegetables and chicken. That's what I should get. Yeah. And so I built my own little meal plans. And I remember my ex-husband was in fitness because he was the one that encouraged me to go into fitness. And I said, okay, I know I should have a plan because he made plans for me. So I should try to get one of those too. So I made my own fitness plans. And little by little, because I gave myself a target. And I said, okay, you have an appointment coming up, another doctor's appointment coming up in September. Mm-hmm. This is June. And I was like, you come at least 15 pounds off. Between now and June, you got to make it happen. Yeah. I got there, I hit the mark. I was like, whew, okay.
Congratulations.
Okay, you need to get these other 12 off you. Because as your grandmother said, you got these little sleek Tweety Bird legs, and these little knees cannot carry all this weight. So and I'm thinking, and I hit that goal. And it wasn't about anybody else. It was about knowing that I was worth the investment. That I've been called to this earth for a purpose. Yeah. And I can't do that when I'm out of pocket. If I never got in position, all the women I've helped over the years would not have received the care they needed.
Mm-hmm. That's so true.
All the women that are part of my Facebook group would not have gotten the services and the information they needed. So I look at, even in my own little bubble, the people that I've impacted over the last 5 years would not have received it had I not gotten information.
It all has to be in order. Mm-hmm. And if you don't take that first step, you can't get a mile or across the street. And I totally, 100% agree with that. And that's one of the reasons why myself personally, I'm definitely trying to make better steps with my health and fitness journey. And I understand in my industry, if you don't implement it, it just does not happen. You will be sitting here same time next year, probably bigger, and not understand what's going on because you didn't do anything. Or you'll hate on other people you see. They have the start video or photo of them on TikTok, and then the next progression, they've lost all this weight. And it's like, well, why can't that be me? So
and that's the hard part, because a lot of times if we could ever get out of our heads, we would really make it happen, because we get so focused on either what are they going to say, that I don't have the resources, or I don't have anything to the right clothes or the right shoes. I started out watching YouTube videos in my apartment. I signed up for Pop Sugar. I subscribed to Pop Sugar Fitness, their page, and I would pick different videos and I would work out to. Then I would go walking in the evening. That was my workout plan. I didn't have a workout plan. At the time, I didn't have the budget to go and get a trainer. I was in a space where recovering from my divorce, and my realness was I couldn't even pay a $60 light utility bill at one point. So to go from a space where I'm having to make a payment arrangement for a $60 water bill to say that I'm going to hire a trainer was not an option. So it was one of those, you know, the foundation that your ex-husband gave you, you know what to do.
You started.
And I just started. That was so I was my first client because I started working on myself.
I like that.
And it was me and my little Yorkie, and he would sit on the couch like, so are you gonna walk me or not? It's like, mind your business. What?
Are you gonna walk me or not? Okay. Well, I mean, honestly, I giggle, but it's really good that you had a pet because he does have to go for a walk. I mean, technically, you could just take him to the corner, but at least you were not alone doing this by yourself, right? So I'm definitely very happy about that. I am trying to put into the comments of your weight loss challenge. I want to make sure that we have time to discuss that. Okay. Tell us about your 60-day weight loss challenge.
Well, starting with the second Monday in January, it is the Genesis Fitness first annual 60-day slave weight loss challenge. Ooh. And the great part about it is that it is all virtual.
I love that.
So you don't have to be in Huntsville to be a part of it because it's going to be virtual. The classes are going to be twice a week, Monday and Wednesday for right now.
Okay.
And so basically for Monday and Wednesday, we're going to work out. And the goal is that every other week, you are going to weigh in and submit your numbers to me.
Okay.
But at the end of 60 days, the biggest loser wins a prize.
Ooh.
Cash.
Like
a commercial.
Oh, cash. Well, I think money is an awesome motivator for a lot of people to finally do what they have always said that they want to do. So I love that there's a monetary value associated with it. And I'm super excited to see the people that actually do it. Start it, there are 4 pictures. Because you'll post those, or will it be in the group, right?
It'll be in the group initially. Because this comes down to if you have never started working out before, this is the prime time.
Okay.
If you're not sure, this is not intended for just the diehard gym rats. Because their goals are going to be different. But if you've been sitting around where you have the COVID 15, 20, I'm not going higher than that. But if you recognize that it's time to take again, this is the weight loss challenge for you.
Okay.
Because if you sat in the space the last few months, because 2020 knocked us all down. And in a space where we all did the best we could hang on.
Yeah.
That between the first few months, none of us knew what to deal with. So we were, it was anxiety, it was fear, it was frustration, and a lot of us are stress eaters. So out of worry and anxiety, a lot of us turned to food. And now that, the haze is clearing and you had to put your work clothes back on or start putting jeans on, you're starting to notice the damage.
Yeah.
from the impact of what happened. And so this is a great way to have a sense of community where you can join the fitness divas and join a community of women who are nurturers, who are supporters of every background and every age range in that group. And so anytime you have a question or you need support, that I have, it's very rare that you see a group that as soon as you say, hey y'all, let's welcome Antonia, and they're like, hey girl, hey. And so I don't script it, I don't moderate it. It's just I let it flow. Or you have someone go, you know what, I just want to celebrate that I have one client, I call her Beyonce because that was her goal. She said she wanted to look like Beyonce. And she's 60 and she's lost 2 breast sizes because she put in her mind that at this season of her life, she said, I know I can be better than what I'm selling. So she knocked out and lost 2 breast sizes.
That is amazing.
I said, yes, ma'am.
Oh, that is amazing. Losing inches is amazing, but 2
she said, I have my room set up. She had, again, she put her kids out. She said they're grown. Unless it's an emergency, they're not coming back to my house. But she converted one room to a gym. So, she was like, tell me what I need to do and I'll make it happen. I was like, so she just wanted a program and I made it happen.
That's amazing.
And then I have others that are just starting and they're like, I need all of you right now.
I need everything.
It's like, okay. And so that's part of when I say I'm a trainer, I'm your SP, I'm your auntie, I'm your AC. It's me, and I think I've been blessed with that to recognize what energy you're in that day. So that's the perk, I think, of being an empath is that I can pick up on the energy that you're in that day. Well, as soon as you walk in, what's wrong?
Oh no!
I've had clients who say, you know what, it's been one of those days. Can you give me 15 minutes? And I will let her sit in the office. I will close the door and I'll go do something else. And I say, hey, just text me when you're ready. Now I'm in another part of the house and I'll get a text message when I'm ready. And she said, you know what, I've been ripping and running all day with my kids. She said, I just needed a few minutes to myself.
Just be by myself.
But she said, I just didn't need to hear mama for 15 minutes. And I would walk by and she just, like, and that's all she wanted. But I have an exercise mat and she would go in and she would just lie on the mat and put her earbuds in and either listen to an ebook or listen to some music. She said, I just need to be still. And
motherhood to the gospel song that goes never alone. That's exactly how it is. You are never alone. So I totally understand that.
I remember when we were little, my mom's a retired educator. And she had this thing. Only thing she asked from 5 to 5:30 that we leave her alone. And that she sit on the couch. And she was like, just let me sit here for 30 minutes. And I remember my brother and sister walked up and said, Mama. And she said, what time is it? And they said, and she said they had a little digital clock. They said 5:25. I said, I didn't come back.
No, come back later.
And they were like,
you better go. No.
And she didn't, and I laughed because she did not talk to them. She said, come back in 5 minutes. And they came right back at 5:30. And they were like, Mama. And she was like, yes, baby.
Well, I want to definitely thank you so much, Ms. Beverly, for coming on and for sharing your story, sharing your expertise, and definitely for talking to us about the 60-day Slay Weight Loss Challenge that is starting in January. I put on YouTube the links for you guys to sign up for the challenge and also to join her Facebook group. And then the same thing, I put it on Facebook as well. please get in contact with Miss Johnson, and her contact information is down in the ticker tape. Hold on, you can see my hands. Okay. And thank you so much for coming on. If you don't mind, would you stay backstage for a second so I can give you a proper goodbye? Is that okay?
Well, everyone, when you're checking out my email, please put the K in it, because otherwise you'll email other Beverly Johnson, and that's going to be awkward.
Yes, BeverlyKJohnson.com. Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I will see you in a second. Everyone say bye. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh, I told you, right? Don't you feel blessed? I know I feel blessed. Just hearing about all of the things that she's overcome in her life, how she could have been depressed. She could have just quit. She could have just gave up, right? But instead she went home and she made a plan. She didn't know what she was doing or how she should do it. She didn't know anything about nutrition, but she decided that day when that scale went all the way to the right that she was changing her story, changing her narrative, right? So definitely reach out to Miss Beverly K. Johnson. Definitely hit us back up on Wednesday when we do Business Nights with Antonia again. And if you want to be a guest on season 2 of Business Nights with Antonia, go ahead and get in touch with me. You can DM me, or you can go to our website and sign up for our emailing list so that you can get in touch and find out all things first that's going on with the brand. All right, you guys, I just want to again say thank you so much for coming. Have a good evening, and I'll see you in a couple of days. Bye.